back. Maybe. Yes, everything loaded. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Today is May 13th, 2023, and you are loved. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, or you can go towards anywhere audio casts are being made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to patreon.com/indooradventures, you can check up on our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. So if you have any questions for myself or any of these other fine folk, feel free to join us at patreon.com/indooradventures. But let's say that you already support us on Patreon, you already support us on YouTube and Twitch and all of those other wonderful places, and you're trying to think to yourself, where can I go to help support this fantastic show even more? Well, guess what, Acorns? I got your back. Quite literally, in fact, because if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, that's off screen, we got mugs, we got all sorts of merchandise that you can find, including face masks, over at indooradventure.redbubble.com. There's a lot of nice things there, and I don't think that I mentioned this, but hello. Today we are going to be playing in the Really Real Ghostbusters in TerraVision, part 11 of our Really Real Ghostbusters in TerraVision campaign. That being said, hey Ted, who are you playing today?
Well, I'm Ted, and I'll be playing Ted. May or may not be super involved or not at all involved in this episode, depending on what happens in the ghost zone. But yeah, we both use he, him pronouns.
All right, and M, who are you playing today?
Today I am playing Mallory, the archaeologist Ghostbuster. Mallory uses she, her pronouns. I use any pronouns. And I left my friends in the ghost zone. So we'll see how it goes. I'm sure it's fine. It's gonna be great. Anyway, hey everybody. I'm SirHeckalot, or Heck, or Sarah. It's just any at this point. I respond to all of them equally. As per usual, tonight I am playing Natalie, and the two of us use she, they pronouns. We're gonna see if we can get out of the ghost zone.
And I am the Indoor Adventurer, he, him, and tonight I shall be playing as Maurice Williams. We both go by the he, him pronouns. We are also in the ghost zone, but this is a repeat for today.
Wow. I'm Lex. I'm the Ghostmaster, he, him pronouns, and I am controlling the ghost zone tonight. Wow. It is just a little after New Year's in 1986, New York City. The regular old Ghostbusters are out of town pursuing a Hollywood deal in Hollywood, while these fine folks, the B team, are taking all the calls. Things have gone interestingly in this time that they've been handling everything. We've had some sort of strange broadcast that allows for a connection between the world of the living and the world of the dead, or ghost zone, the technical term ghost zone. So recently, our gang of heroes, our gang of spectral exterminators, traced down the signal to GNN headquarters in downtown Manhattan. They busted in. They were immediately transported to the ghost zone, in which they were forced into playing the most horrible thing of all, a game show with the Meta Specter Primetime, who is apparently an ancient trickster god banished to limbo like thousands of years ago, who has been brought back because of this phantom broadcast. The TerraVision broadcast has allowed him to sort of come back in and mess around with things. He was trying with all his might to get that broadcast to go out to homes all over the world so that he could, get ghosts out there through everybody's televisions. But unfortunately, his plans were thwarted by a faulty capacitor and Mallory with a chair. So the at the same time, Ted was blasting away on the game show set, and because of a tied roll and a ghost die, which was a wild outcome, the party, rather than being shunted back into the world of the living when the game show set in the ghost zone was destroyed, they were scattered into limbo, or it's sort of like space, but it's like part of the ghost zone, the in-between area between like the land of the living and the different spirit worlds where the ghosts hang out. So they're kind of just floating in space right now, trying to figure out how they might return to the real world. And Mallory is currently being praised by a bunch of newscasters who she saved from the game show imprisonment. Where's primetime? Nowhere to be seen. What's going on with the broadcast? Has it been stopped completely, or is there still bad stuff going on? Is the world still in danger? We're going to find out tonight. Oh, but before we can get to that, hey, are you a listener of the show or a watcher of the show? Would you like to participate in the show? Well, don't worry. You can spend your Twitch channel points to buy a little meta currency that allows the players to do all sorts of interesting things, like stay out of the hospital, also increase their rolls.
There's this cool little thing called staying out of the hospital. I don't know if you've heard of it.
For just 1,000 points, you can get health insurance for these Ghostbusters. Yikes. Being a small business is rough. So
it's all right. It's 1980s
4 points a stream. Yeah, for just 4 points a stream, you can help these poor Ghostbusters stay in their Coin King arcade.
Yeah. But yeah, seriously, you can buy them as meta currency, which they can use to alter rolls, and it also kind of works as experience, and it kind of works as health. So feel free to drop those points in the chat and just say who they're going to when you do. But I think that's all the big stuff. This might be the last episode tonight. Maybe. Or it's the second to last. Worst case, it's the second to last episode. What do we want to start with? Who do we want to start with? Who would like to start?
So I know in the Ghost Zone last time we established that Natalie and Maurice both had walkies for the first time since the start of the campaign. And I believe we're both floating, or like we set a recon point of like go to the giant glowing pyramid.
Yes. We did that because we were just like, Natalie, you're taking this very well. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? It's Tuesday at this point.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So yeah, I think we have letter lost. Redeeming all sorts of brownie points.
We've got a total of 8 brownie points coming in over the stream. I assume those are evenly distributed, but
everyone.
Who knows? Yeah, 2 for everyone.
Everybody.
That would be funny if it was just like all 8 for Ted.
I mean, I'm not going to say no to that if that's what you, with your points, want to do. But I also,
the customer's always right.
Yes, I do appreciate the equidistant share or distributed. I don't know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say.
Communism. Yeah. So
yeah, exactly.
As I established earlier, you can sort of swim through the spacey nebula that is the realm of limbo. If you can doggy paddle through it, or I guess you could like real swim through it, like if you knew how to really swim. I'm just assuming that Maurice doesn't, and he's the one who's already been here.
Yeah, Maurice, he knows how to do a controlled fall. Like he knows what direction he wants to go, and so he starts like bending himself forward and back to try and like get a somersault momentum, so that way he can just sort of propel himself going that way.
Very good. How's Natalie getting over there? Anything special?
I mean, I'm not sure if the jump skill might help me here to kind of like propel me forward. I think that's very funny to think about.
It is funny to think about. You can go ahead and roll it if you want.
Okay.
There might be like small pieces of debris you could find a foothold
Yeah,
on.
and just like get a
Yeah.
little momentum. And just...
I like the idea that this is maybe a Bermuda Triangle dumping ground theory where it's like there's random like old boats floating around or like an
Yeah.
old biplane.
Yes.
Well, first roll just out the gate. We already have a star.
Oh
Alright, I got
boy.
that.
Get
I
it,
Right
rolled
out-
an 18
get it
though.
over with now. It's fine.
Get out of your system. Get the ghosts out of your system. The you
She really needs
find
to.
that's true.
That's true.
Natalie is part ghost.
True.
Natalie, you push off of an old World War One biplane and propel yourself in the direction of the golden glow. It must be that golden pyramid. And then we see, you don't see it, but like the audience sees it. A spooky spectral hand clawing out of the cockpit.
Ooh.
Something has noticed you. Excellent. So, Ted, what are you doing?
So remind me, because I think when things got destroyed, like there, I remember we specifically in Maurice's instance, there was like the door that he was trying to get to, and then we unplugged the machine, and then the door disappeared. Did we have a door of any kind, or were we just, because we got blasted here, we were just kind of floating in space, right?
Yes. So you got blasted here. You're floating in space. The whole set kind of blew up. And as you were floating away from it, you could see, I believe this is how I describe this, the door and the golden pyramid and the lightning arc between the two of them. And then, I mean, your character wouldn't know this, but
Right,
when
but-
Mallory destroyed the equipment, the lightning arc went away and the door disappeared.
Right.
So now it's just the pyramid is the only thing. And there's like, it's sparking probably. There's like lightning coming off it, but it's not connecting to any other objects.
Okay. Yeah. Then I guess my goal would be to get, because I think we had a brief discussion about the door that was there and then it disappeared, but then we pulled Maurice out, so it was fine. And I got to witness this door disappear completely. So that's disconcerting, I think. So I guess I'm gonna try to maneuver towards this, the only really distinguishable, clearly sparking thing here, the big pyramid.
Maybe like half of the big spinny wheel is like floating next to you.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. I will. Yeah. Well, I guess yes, swim, or I don't know how the physics of this work. So that's what I'll attempt to do. Make my way there.
Who knows how they work? It's fine.
I hope you do, but I mean that's
Nah.
But yeah.
Okay. You can roll for it if you want to get there faster.
What would that be?
Was jump
Muscles?
moves? Is jump a moves thing?
I think so.
I think because that's probably what the roll should be.
Okay. Huh. So yeah. Can I? This may be a moot point because I'm floating in an open space, but like, is it possible to sneak in the ghosts? Oh.
Yeah, we had one of our players' power went out. They were frozen on the
Spooky.
screen for a little while, and then
Yeah.
they just left. So,
We're gonna go
Wow.
on a quick break while I fix the layout. Is that
Yeah, no
all right?
worries.
Fair.
Yeah.
All right, just a moment. Hey, we're back. Aspects are a little janked. Wait, no, that's not the one I
No,
wanted.
that's not-
No,
that's
no.
not it.
This one. Professionals. Yeah, this is what happens when we get a ghost die. A player disconnects because of a power outage in real life. But hey, we're back. Hopefully M will be back to join us here shortly. But if not, we are still in the ghost zone with at least 3 Ghostbusters.
That's right.
3 Ghostbusters,
Oh my
lost in
God.
space. Ted, I was giving you the option to roll if you want to get to the pyramid faster.
Yeah.
This is a difficulty roll of, I should have said this when Natalie was rolling it, but this is a difficulty roll of 10. So if you do want to spend
Yeah, I'm
Brian
gonna
likes to
spend the
succeed.
2 points that we just got to just
Zip through.
use those, make it nice and easy, and no more ghost dice, please. We don't need anybody else losing power.
Maurice, would you also like to hurry your way over there?
Yes, I also would like to point out that it figures that the only person who knows where all of our money is in the real world and is not in the ghost zone is like, oh, I suddenly have to disappear. All of our Coin King cash is gonna disappear.
No.
Yeah. So I would like to roll to somersault my way forward, which I guess is
Sure.
moves.
The lowest roll you could possibly get. Maurice is just
it's a 1 and a 1 on the ghost die.
so it's not a bad ghost die outcome, but it's still the lowest numerical roll you could have possibly gotten.
My favorite is that he told us the difficulty was a 10, and you said, I'll get that on 1d6, no problem.
the, so
I have confidence in me.
Checks out to me. I don't
There's
know.
Natalie is just like zipping through space. Ted has also found his own way to get through there, and then it cuts to Maurice, and he's just sort of he's like floating sideways.
Well, I
He
said
keeps
I
being-
wanted to try and like somersault my way forward, right? I probably threw my back out, and now I'm just like
no.
still in that
Oh,
momentum,
no.
but like, oh god.
Oof.
Yeah, you're good. You're like you've realized you're going off at the wrong angle towards the pyramid, but your back hurts too much, so you can't straighten yourself out.
I can't course correct at all.
Ooh. So, Ted and Mallory, you two get within sight and shouting distance of each other as you approach the pyramid.
Hey Ted, good to see you again.
Yeah, what happened to Maurice? Is he here
Well,
too?
I walkied him. We were supposed to meet here.
In the distance, just
Yeah.
Maurice, like,
Distressed old man noises.
I don't know where he is.
How are we gonna get out of here? I this is the only thing, and I gesture at the pyramid, that I see anywhere around.
Yeah, same. I thought we could just go over here and see what we could find and kind of figure it out from there. Hopefully Mallory's on the other side thinking the same.
All right.
You can hear muffled sounds from inside the pyramid as you approach it.
Oh.
Oh.
Sounds like somebody shouting, maybe.
Hmm.
But before you can get to it, you hear another noise behind you, and it's not Maurice.
Wow.
You hear the sound of an old plane engine, and you whirl around to see that old World War I biplane is zooming towards you, and poking out of the cockpit is a guy with like one of those little flight like hats with the goggles. And for a second he looks like pretty normal, and then his head like goes higher, like opens more than it should, and you see he has like a really big mouth with like too many teeth, and then it says over the we do the freeze frame and we go air sickness.
Oh no.
And
No.
he starts firing the little guns on it, and they're firing globs of ectoplasm at you.
No. Oh, what have I
I
done?
love this.
So there's ectoplasm coming right at you. What do you do?
Can I dodge?
You can dodge. It's difficult to do in 0 Gs, but you can try it. It'll
Good
be a
thing-
harder roll.
Oh,
I'm
it'll
gonna
be
make it a
harder roll.
15.
15.
Don't forget we just got all them points.
Okay, we just got a bunch of points.
At 10 points each. Did I read that right?
Yeah.
Wait,
It's like
really?
how
Oh my
Yeah.
god, you did.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Levi just went full.
Ham.
I feel like I don't have to spend too much just because I have the dodge skill and moves is my highest stat. Yeah, we're just gonna like go with the 2 that we just got and just see how it goes. You know, I think that'll work. Oh, another ghost die.
Another
I
ghost
got
die.
37.
Yeah, a ghost die with a 37.
You
Woo,
kidding me?
you succeed
God.
the roll.
Geez. I'm gonna. Can I try to blast this plane?
Yeah.
My thought, and let me ask you this, because we're in like a 0G environment. So is this like a space where if I shoot something out this direction, is the inertia going to push me the other way? Kind of a thing. I don't know
Well,
how this works.
that's the
it's-
thing. You don't know how this
I
works.
don't know.
You
Yeah.
wouldn't-
All right,
you
well,
wouldn't
either
know
way,
how.
I'm gonna blast. That's my go-to reaction anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna try to blast this thing.
It is a slightly harder blast roll because it is a moving target. So this
Sure.
is also a 15 instead of a 10.
I'm just.
Or
gonna
I'm sorry, this would be a 20 because they're farther away. So
You
yeah.
know what? Doing some mental math, I'm just gonna spend the 4 points to not
Sure,
spend the
alright.
points to try to hit
Alright.
it. So there we go.
So you blast and your proton stream hits the plane and like one of the like 4 wing sections like blows off.
Nice.
And all of this smoke starts pouring out of it. The blast definitely propels you backward, of course.
Awesome. This was my go-to thought originally. This is how I was gonna get over there. Is I was just gonna like jetpack around with the proton.
Yeah,
attack.
I was hoping someone would try that, but nobody did.
I was like, let me see what happens first. But now I'm all about it.
Yeah, you zip off, and you are now farther away from the action, and the pyramid, but you can still see what's going on. Okay, so we need to figure out how that ghost eye goes down. Let me think here. That's no fun. I'm trying to think. I think that you successfully dodge. There's globs of stuff flying everywhere. I think that some of that goo is going to hit the pyramid. And what looked like it might have been an entrance inside is just completely gummed up with this stuff.
No. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do for now. Yeah, new round.
Wait. So because I'm floating through the air, right?
You are. That's true.
Would I be able? So I have an idea of
Okay.
what I want to do. Would I be able to somehow propel myself in front of this plane as it is going with this little whirligig propeller? Because if there's one thing that propellers hate, if movies are to be true, is getting, say, a parachute gummed up in the whirligig.
Can't keep getting away with this.
You got the parachute. It was funny. I was rewatching some other episodes to refresh what was happening, and I stumbled across what gear does everyone have? And you were like, I have a parachute. And Ted was like, why do you have a parachute? So I'm glad that parachute's still there. You
Check off
absolutely
parachute.
can do that. You're pretty sure that you can actually easily propel yourself in that direction if you use your proton stream, because you just saw Ted do that.
Yeah.
So, what shall we roll for this? I mean, it probably is still moves, but if you can make an argument for something else, or fire weapon, yeah. Which isn't fire weapon a moves thing?
It is.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you can make an argument for that, sure.
Okay, what would be the DC on this? What's the spooky zone? The scary
You're
number?
trying to get a huge parachute to tangle in a plane propeller.
Oh yeah.
which will destroy that item. So I would just make this a 10 because it's you're sort of giving up something to do it, right?
Okay. Okay.
Come on!
Third ghost die of the
Surely
night.
this won't happen again. Surely this won't happen again.
It's just because we're in the ghost zone.
Yeah, that must be
Ghost-
why.
Yeah, I forgot to mention ghost. I changed the probability in Roll20. If you're in the ghost zone, ghost dies are actually a 3 to 6 instead of a 6. The Yeah. Oh well, at least I can think of something very easily to have happen with Maurice.
Go
You
for
Maurice, you propel yourself and you unfurl the parachute so that it can get tangled up in there. And you're thinking to yourself, because the parachute is strapped to you, and you're like, oh yeah, I'll unhook it right when the plane gets caught up in it. And then the plane gets caught in it, and you go to unhook it, and it's stuck, and it won't unhook. So then the propeller gets caught in it, and you start spinning around. Classic cartoon. And the propeller gets all gummed up and stops, but the plane is still moving, and you're just being pulled along with it.
I imagine Maurice will like get brought back, right? Like he'll get like whipped around to the side. So it like he'll be on the wing, look over and just see air sickness. Like they make eye contact and Maurice would probably just say like, "I'm sorry it's come to this. I would love your pizza." Cuz he looks like the fucking Red Baron.
Yeah, what I need to refresh my memory as to exactly what air sickness looks like. He didn't have a normal plane that he came with, but yeah, he had his head extended really high up. He had big mouth, he had the goggles. He had a weird pig nose. That was strange. I don't know how I feel about that. Otherwise, yeah, doesn't his outfit just look like
He's the
like
Red Baron TM.
Yeah. Yep, it totally is. Just the oh, air sickness. But yeah, you I like the idea of you like hitting the side of this plane, and as the plane is like flying through the air at like high speeds, you're like and then air sickness looks at you and also is screaming, and everyone's screaming.
We do the thing where we look together and scream.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. So let's what's everybody else doing? The air sickness is just trying not to crash. That's what he's going to be doing this round.
It looks like
Teddy.
it looks like we got our other player back too.
Did we?
Yes. So
Nice.
Very cool.
here.
It's gotta have been my fault.
No,
Right.
it was me because for some reason my stream deck hasn't been unmuting things that it's supposed to when I transfer.
Aw.
Not sure why, but we're
Hmm.
good. Thank you,
Okay.
chat.
So yeah, I guess I'll propel myself back towards the action and just kind of like swivel around and just shoot back towards where things are. I mean, we're clearly already. If people are trying to figure out if we're here, they probably do now. Between Maurice's yelling and parachute entrapment and the proton blasts and the exploded plane wing. So I think stealth is out the window. Is my point.
Sure. Yeah, no, I
Mhm.
think that's fair. You would not have to roll if you want to just propel yourself back over to the groups. You don't have to worry about getting a ghost die or spending brownie points. But
Great.
you won't be able to do anything else this round.
I'll just get over there to be present. I don't even know if you can trap things in limbo. I don't know how this works. No one's done this before, as far as I know. So
It's never happened before.
yeah, I'm just gonna put myself in the vicinity and hope to help out whenever we figure out what we're doing next. So that's my go.
Very good. What is Natalie doing?
I mean, no, air sickness is trying to not crash the plane, but I feel like if I try to blast him, that's gonna crash the plane, and Maurice is right there. I mean, it would be a really tough shot, but would it be possible to blast whatever is attaching the parachute to Maurice?
Yeah, you could try and cut the ropes, but that would be a very precise shot on a moving target. That'd be a 25 for sure.
Yeah.
Just roll a bunch of dice again and get a ghost die.
Yeah, I could just roll a bunch of dice again. Like,
I mean,
am I
you've
allowed to
proven
just
you
pay
can
the points
roll
for this?
a 37. We've seen you do it.
Yeah, that was with dodge though. That was with extra one.
Yeah, fair.
But I could just spend that amount of points to get to that point.
Yeah.
Five. So if you want to auto succeed, it's 5 brownie points.
I already have a 5 in moves, so I'm like 25.
Well, remember, you're gonna lose 1 to the ghost die.
Yeah.
So you're automatic. You're down to 4.
At 4.
So we know that sometimes you can't hit the number with just a straight roll. We've learned.
Yeah.
We've learned that.
We know that we can do math.
Believe in yourself.
You
also
do math.
You also
Speak for
missed
yourself.
indoor rolling a moves roll of a 10 with 1d6. Trying to he rolled the dice for trying to get us to a score of a 10 with 1d6.
You
which
know,
is my
that's
favorite.
That's a lot of belief.
And I only got a 1 off of it.
See,
Wow.
that's what worries me, because like the same thing could happen again where like I rolled like 76 and got a 9. Like I feel like that's gonna happen again. So you know what? I'm just gonna spend the points. I've convinced myself I'm just gonna spend the points.
Spend the points.
You know, with a D6 trying to get a 10, you really did have a 1 in 6 chance of getting a 1.
I'm
So.
just saying. It's good luck. It's a non-zero.
5 points. I'm just doing that. No ghost
okay.
die, no other hassle.
No more ghost dies in the ghost zone. We can't handle it.
Yeah.
The
much.
yeah, you like do the thing where you like and then you fire and yeah, it cuts the proton stream, just like nicks the cabling or the cords to the parachute. And Maurice, you're like looking at air sickness, and air sickness is looking at you, and then suddenly you're like, "What?" and you just slide away from the plane.
Yeah, just and then just sort of like floating, because like I think he doesn't have his ghost busting suit anymore. He basically looks like Walter White at the beginning of Breaking Bad, because he gave his suit to the guy who loves busting on out on the streets.
Okay.
I realized what I said, and I'm not taking it back. But yes, Maurice is like, he's just floating, right?
So just again to paint this picture, right? This is, you still have your red jacket.
Yeah, I still have
Just
my
a jacket and no pants.
No pants. Yeah, it's just the whitey tighties.
Yep, yeah. All right.
Like a classic New York City flasher. Just.
But he still has his work boots on. Like,
Yep.
It's still like the regulated steel toes that I'm guessing we have to wear for ghost busting. So like,
so you're floating. The plane sort of careens into Actually, the plane just sort of flies off into nothingness. Because I was gonna say it careens into the side of the pyramid, but I don't want to do that. I think it's just gonna exit stage left, right? It careens off into nothingness until you can't see it anymore because he can't gain control of it again, and it's an infinite void, so it just goes off. So you have effectively defeated air sickness because he can no longer get back to you.
Goodbye.
And I feel like this is like eventually Maurice will land, but it's like face first into the dirt and slides in with the other party members.
Well, most of them.
Most of them.
Ooh.
Yeah, the ones in the ghost zone.
We gotta cut real quick to the land of the living. Oh yeah. Where's Mallory at? Well, actually, we know where Mallory at. Mallory is in GNN headquarters,
It's
Manhattan.
true.
There's a bunch of news anchors who are like, "Oh my gosh, you've saved us! Thank you so much."
You're so welcome. You know, it's a hard job being a Ghostbuster, but like we do it. We bust them for the people.
Um, one of the reporters takes out a notepad so they can get you quote that quote. They're like, I want to include
Great.
that in my next piece.
So great. I want to try to see if the broadcast is still running on something else now that I've broken stuff with a chair.
You've destroyed all the stuff, so there is no
Okay.
broadcast going out anymore.
Sweet.
You see outside the window, you hear the sound of a helicopter, and outside the window you see one of those like searchlight things shining through, and you are reminded that this building is surrounded by news teams and the police who want to arrest you.
All right.
I mean, they want to arrest all the Ghostbusters, but maybe you especially, given the whole shotgun situation.
Then I will be playing it. Well, how did they even know about the shotgun? I never pulled it out in front of them. Unrelated.
Well, the shotgun you
False
stowed
charges.
under the seat before we ditched.
Yeah.
Before
I
we
mean, they
ditched the
don't-
vehicle.
Yeah,
That's
no,
true.
there was something about it on like the radio when you guys were tapping into the police line. Remember last session? They were like, oh yeah, we found out that you have a detective's shotgun on you. The police are not
Okay.
in the building right now. They're still outside. I'm just
Right.
reminding you that this building is surrounded
Yeah.
by NYPD.
I will be, with that in mind, I will be playing to the sympathy of the people who are all like, taking notes, recording,
hmm
probably wanting to broadcast this crazy and honestly mind-bogglingly cool rescue. So I'll be like, look guys, it's been a day, but we have pulled off really miracles to be able to get you out of that trapped place you were in. And I couldn't have done it without my friends, but they are currently in danger. And if I am not able to keep trying to find a way to rescue them the way I rescued y'all, like, I don't know. They could be stuck there forever.
The they're like, so you don't have to win them over because they're already on your side, right? Because you
Oh,
saved
exactly.
them,
I'm just playing it.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. They're
I
like,
get it on paper.
yeah, they're just like one of the reporters like wipes away a tear. And another one, a lady runs up to you. Where the heck where are my notes? Did I close the tab that had my notes in them? I kind of
Oh,
need those to
no.
run this game.
That's actually the lady saying it. It's just where's my notes?
Where are my notes? 1 second, I'm sorry. Yeah, I must have just closed the tab. That's wild. What a time to be alive. Yes. Yeah, this one woman introduces herself as Hildy Johnson of 204060. And she's just like, Mallory, we need to get your story out to the masses. Our regular transmitters
Absolutely.
aren't working, but we have some old equipment for a hardwired uplink that I can use.
That
uh
sounds fantastic. I
and
think that would really be very valuable right now.
Yeah, she's like she like waves her hand. She's like, Mike, get the get the hard line. And Mike's like, oh, right on it. He has one of those giant over the shoulder TV cameras that says
Ooh.
like GNN on the side of it. And
Mhm.
he's like messing with some cables and plugging some stuff in. And he's like, and then he like turns on the light. It's still dark in there. There's like emergency lighting in the building. And he turns on the light on the camera so it's shining on Hildy, and she's like, are we on? Hildy Johnson reporting for 204060 from inside GNN headquarters, and I'm here with Mallory. I'm sorry, Mallory. What was your last name?
That's classified, but I appreciate it.
We have we have Mallory, one of the one of New York City's Ghostbusters, with us tonight after just saving the lives of everyone in the building. And then like the camera sort of like goes from a one shot to a two shot, and you see the two of you there. Uh, and, and you just hear Mike be like, "Yeah, we're live. We're going out. Signals going out." At least to local networks. um, and yeah, she's like, uh, Hildy says, "So, Mallory, you have just saved everyone here, rescued us from some kind of strange, horrible entrapment from ghosts.
It's true.
But I'm hearing you say that your friends, the other Ghostbusters, are still trapped there."
Yeah, we went in on a mission to defeat these ghosts, protecting the good people of this city from behind the scenes, as the Ghostbusters do. And unfortunately, to save all of you, some of my friends had to give themselves up.
She's like, "Truly selfless heroes."
So selfless, so heroes. But
Um,
there, I think there's still hope for them, and I'm gonna try to do whatever it takes to bring them back.
so
But
what I
thanks for
would
taking the time to talk with me today, Hildy.
I would like you to make a cool roll. So what we're gonna do is like if we were watching a movie, we'd be cutting to outside and like some of the TVs that are set up with like the news crews around the building, and this broadcast pops up on it, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, is this live from inside the building?" And then it's like cutting to the crowd there, like squirming over to the screens to look at it.
It's got the
Uh,
TV. There's like a Radio Shack or a Zenith on the side of the screen, on the side of the street that has the like wall of TVs that are all
yeah.
showing the interview.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I need you to make a cool roll to win the hearts and minds of fellow New Yorkers.
Oh, that's hard. So my cool roll is 13.
A total of 13. Yeah, I like, so you just see the everyone's like, yeah, the Ghostbusters say that's what was going on at GNN, ghosts, and the Ghostbusters saved them. And everyone's like, yeah, the Ghostbusters. And then it like cuts to the police that are like in the process of handcuffing the guy who's in Maurice's jumpsuit. And they all look over, and the guy in the jumpsuit is like, yeah, Ghostbusters.
No, it's Hildy, it's honestly a thankless job most of the time. So really, I don't often get to talk to the people that we protect. So this is a really novel opportunity for me to really show you the kind of things that we do as Ghostbusters. It's often misunderstood. Most people don't have to deal with paranormal activity, but that's because we're solving those problems before you ever have to see them.
Yeah, she's like, a lot of people don't even believe in paranormal activity. Like the giant thing many 2 years ago with Gozer, many people have written off as a publicity stunt. But those of us in the know that that's definitely not true. Your Ghostbusters are a cornerstone of New York small business.
It's true. Yeah, so let me ask you, Hildy, what was it like in the ghost zone? Because
She's like,
that's what we
oh,
call
it
it
was
professionally.
that's the technical term, yeah. She's like, oh, it was awful. And then she like starts going off on a tangent talking about her experiences in the ghost zone. Um, which gives you the opportunity to try to get out if you want, or you can keep going with the interview or try something else. What are you thinking?
Um, I think I probably will want to get back to trying to figure out how to get them out.
Sure. You know the equipment here, like the transmitter equipment, you totally smashed it. Like maybe you could fix it, but it would be pretty difficult. Um, but let's see, what other options are open to you? Outside of this building, you know that there is the arcade machine at Coin King, which Maurice actually got sucked into the ghost zone through that arcade machine.
Right.
So seems like that might be a doorway to it, possibly. You also probably have the ancient Egyptian Book of the Dead, which you can read because you are an archaeologist. And you saw Sophia Vladinoff performing a ritual in Stenson Tower several sessions ago, which was opening a portal to the ghost zone, probably. So
True.
you know a technological and an occult way that you could get there. Um, the occult way maybe you could do at GNN headquarters, but the technological way you'd probably have to get back to Coin King, or you'd come up with another solution. But that's just the stuff I could think of.
I think because of the police outside, I wouldn't want to risk trying to travel to Coin King where I don't have all of the media as like a buffer between me and the police. So I'll try doing it the occult way, and I'll be like, Hildy, thank you for your time. I really got to go do some solving of this situation. So I'm gonna be setting up my tools as a Ghostbuster to try to rescue my friends. But I think it would be great if you could talk to some of the people around here and hear about their experiences in the ghost zone too, and just really like tell the people what kind of danger you were in.
Um, she's like, she's like, uh, she's like, no, no, that's all right. And then she turns back to the camera, it goes back to one shot, and she's like, another public defender off to try to save more lives. Now let's speak to and she turns, she's like, to Sal and Jay about their experiences, and two guys shuffle in, and it turns into a wide shot, and it's like a tall, skinny guy who's bald, and like a shorter guy who has a head of hair and glasses, and they're just like, wow, the ghost zone was awful. Yeah, two thumbs way down. Says the other one, and then we cut back to what Mallory's doing. Uh, Mallory,
Right.
you can make me an occult roll. So brains, and if you have an occult skill or anything like that to try to figure out more about how to set up this ritual, from what you remember.
Okay. Well, I have for brains my skills archaeology.
Great.
Would that be applicable here?
Yeah, I think so, because of the book is related to that.
Artifact. Okay. Right. Let's see if this will correctly add the bonuses. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's a 32
Yeah.
enough?
A 30,
Oh.
definitely. You
You just
remember
made it.
detail for detail exactly what. So you're like, okay, you need a reflective surface. So you're like reading, you remember what page of the book it was on? You're reading through that, and it's like, okay, so this is meant to open a portal that can free uh like people or entities that are trapped in limbo, aka the ghost zone, technical term. The and you need a reflective surface, which is why Sophia was using the swimming pool. And kind of like how big a door you want is based on how big a reflective surface you use. So I guess she was trying to pull something much bigger through because swimming pools are pretty big. But if you're just trying to get your friends out, maybe, I don't know, something smaller and reflective.
Something big
And
enough for Maurice.
yes, don't let it. You
And
want to make sure he doesn't get stuck.
I don't remember what gear he had,
A
but
proton
I'm
pack.
assuming it could be like a whole proton pack. It could be a parachute.
A lot of
Could
mixed
be,
nuts.
a lot pockets just overflowing with the bounty of nuts.
Yeah. So you're inside a corporate news building. Where would you find a reflective surface that would be the right size for you? What do you think?
Probably the women's bathroom.
Yes, is exactly what I was hoping you would say.
Uh-oh.
Like the full body mirror.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So yeah,
Gotta do the fit check before meeting.
you you get in there. Oh, I forgot to describe. Hildy Johnson was definitely wearing a suit with shoulder pads, like 100%.
Excellent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like I gotta install some of those in my jumpsuit.
Oh, that'd be
It's a good look.
I'm once again having a flashback to this thing we talked about last session where Mallory has like a career as like an Indiana Jones style like archaeologist, and now I can just imagine her with big shoulder pads doing that.
Yeah.
The
The cave is that way.
yeah, you have like, and you do that with one arm, with the other arm you're just holding a gun.
Yes.
So you get into the women's bathroom. It's got that big mirror. You can you can start putting stuff together for the ritual. It's mostly just like a lot of different you to draw some stuff in like, runes or whatever. Could probably find like, I don't know, like a marker or something. Start
Yeah.
writing all
I
over
definitely
everything.
have a pen or a marker to like, write notes to myself on the arm. There's no
Nice.
cell phone to be the second brain.
You're doing that. I'm gonna cut back to the ghost zone real quick while the ritual is being set up. The three of you are reunited at the edge of the golden pyramid. Like I was saying, it's a golden pyramid. Now that you're close to it, you notice that it is made of gold, but it's very like golden pieces of technology, like golden circuit board type stuff. And at the same time, at the very apex of it, there's like a Tesla coil, and that's what all the electricity is arcing off of. There's a doorway at the base of it, although there isn't it's not like on land, it's just kind of floating there in space. But at the base of it, there is a doorway which is covered in goo, and you can hear muffled shouts coming from within.
What do we think?
Doesn't this sort of look like the stuff that Vince was building?
A little.
So if we're wondering, I'm guessing this is sort of a chicken and an egg scenario. Did this pyramid start getting built because someone on our end decided to mix it, or did they get inspired by this thing and start building the receiver on our end? Also, if that's screaming coming from the inside, it's either going to be another one of those spooky, scary guys on the plane, but like ready to scream at us as soon as the door opens, or it's someone like us, flesh and bloods, stuck on the other side. In which case, I mean, we should help them and maybe ask how they got here.
Yeah. Maybe we can see who it is before we make the call. Because my thoughts are, I don't think this is a good thing. I don't think this thing being here and existing is a good call.
Oh, no, it's bad.
I think ideally destroying this whole structure would be the best way to go about this. But don't want to do that if there's somebody trapped inside.
I agree.
So maybe we can like sneak in, see who's there, be like, oh, it's just ghosts, and then try to figure out a way to destroy it and get your pilot back to crash into it or something.
How will you sneak into it with the door covered in goo?
That was a good question.
That's why I'm the Ghostmaster. I ask all the best questions.
Natalie looks over to Maurice. Got anything else in that pack of yours that is inexplicably useful for this situation?
And he's standing there with his proton pack, no pants, and a walkie hanging from like from like this, like he has to like stick it into the coat because he doesn't have a belt to like loop it off of, or if he does have a belt, like there's no pant associated with it. And he says, this is all I got, but you know, I mean, not to be sound insensitive of the subject, but if you're a ghost or you have like part ghost powers, would you be able to like manipulate the ghost zone? Like, can you just, I don't know, like the Star Wars, move the door with your mind?
I mean, I've never tried, so I guess I can't say it no for certain.
Worst case scenario, I'll wipe the goo off.
Well, that's good because I thought you were gonna eat it. So I'm glad you said
No,
No.
I've learned my lesson.
It's gobble food,
Depending
not
on
gobble
who you
goo.
ask, I was gonna say goo could be food.
No. No.
Power through it.
Rather than just, I imagine Maurice be like, it tastes awful, but he just keeps shoving it in his mouth.
It's one of those, like, you ask him to do it, he pulls out fork and knife, and they don't move the camera to show him eat it. It is just him walks off screen, you hear a ruckus, and then turn camera over, it's all gone, and he has, like, a extended tummy.
Well, I like using ghost powers to see if that works.
Yeah. Do I have a feeling that I can use my half ghost powers to get this goo away from the door?
Do you want to reach out with your ghost senses?
Sure.
Reach out with your ghost senses. There is a very specific thing that happens in the ghost zone if you do that I already know about. You reach out with your ghost senses, and you hear in your head, well, hey there, if it isn't Natalie once again, making a direct psychic link. So, what can I do for my wonderful contestant?
Well, you see, there's this goo that is kind of blocking this doorway that we're trying to walk through. Any way that we can get rid of that?
Well, Natalie, I can help you out in that regard for sure. I am sort of a god after all. But as you know, nothing's free. So what are you going to do for good old prime time?
Well, you want to play another game?
And then you hear the spooky ghost voice. That would be wonderful. Also, what everyone else is seeing is Natalie like reaches out. It's like, and Natalie's side of the conversation is happening. Like you hear her talking, but you don't hear anyone talking to her.
I'm good. That was enough of a game show for me. We don't have to do that. I don't know why you would bring that up. I think I'm good. I mean,
knew
it
that was
landed us.
enticing enough.
No. I mean, I'm saying this because you said it out loud, so I'm just responding. We're only hearing your side of the conversation, so I'm like, no. I mean, it got us here, so I feel like I'm good on the games right now. I don't know, Maurice, thoughts?
Depends on the game. Boggle maybe. Twister definitely not. I'm sorry. I'm just I injured my back earlier.
Especially Maurice in his underwear playing Twister.
Oh
Oh
my God.
no. Um,
Uh,
Yikes. But yeah, Natalie, you hear from Prime Time, just like we can always start the game later, maybe when you're on the other side. I assume we'll see each other again at the tower.
Oh,
Um,
like the television like tower, the in the real world. Okay.
mm,
Um
the but let's see what's behind door number one. And then the goo just like melts away, um, revealing the interior of the pyramid. And you can poke your head inside and look if you'd like.
Yeah. I mean, Maurice sort of like looks at Ted, shrugs.
I mean, okay. I guess the ghost powers work.
Ghost
well,
powers
I'm
work.
not
Great
sure if they
job.
were really mine, but whatever whatever we tried did work.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Well,
like
you
Natalie being like, I did it.
awesome. Listen, we should use this more often. Great. All right. Let's see who's in there.
If you look in, most of this structure is hollow. There is uh, a gigantic um, hole in the floor of the structure that is glowing as if it is a portal. Um, and it's hard to make out what's on the other side of it, at least from where you currently are standing. But you also see the person who's making noise is one Sophia Vladinoff stuck to the inside of the wall by a bunch of goo, and she's just like, let me out of here. And she sees him and she's like, I can help you, let me out of here. And then you hear from above you, blah 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 blah, um a schlorp, if you will, and you
Oh no.
see crawling down from the top is everybody's good old friend Sludge Bucket, crawling down the wall like a slug, just like, because he's got arms, he doesn't have legs, so he's like pulling himself down and like slugging down the wall, and he's just leaving a trail of ectoplasmic mucus, and he's like blah 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 blah, and his like big tongue is wagging all around, kind of, what is it, like that Pokemon? Is it just called Lickitung? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
It's got that energy to it.
And I think it's this, like, Maurice will like squint his eyes and point in a very Spider-Man meme-esque way to Sophia. Just
You.
like, hey, I know you. I what are you doing in here? How'd you get in here?
um, she's just like, well, I was trying to, uh, look, I'm trying to get Prime Time out of here. You don't understand. He's not supposed to be here. It's really bad that he's in here. Um, I was trying to get him out when Mallory knocked me through the portal I was making.
So you wanted to bring Prime Time to the material plane?
She's like, yes.
So we're leaving her here, right?
I, why? Why would you want to bring him to the material plane?
Just like, before she can answer, Sludge Bucket gets to you.
I don't have time for this.
You can't just carry out a good old conversation like that with this dude crawling around.
Mm.
So I'm gonna bring up his stat block. Sludge Bucket.
Sludge Bucket.
Sludge Bucket. Class 5 full torso repeater. Sludge Bucket attempts to slurp off of the ceiling and fall onto somebody with his mouth wide open so he could just swallow you in one big bite.
Mhm.
Uh who's he going
One of us can
for?
jump, one of us can run, and Maurice does not have pants with a move of 2. I'm just throwing suggestions out
Yeah.
as to who
I
is
was gonna
most
say
likely.
this is Maurice's move slightly higher now that he's not restricted by pants. Is it
No. I mean, if you want to give that to me, yeah, I'll take it. I won't combat on that. But his move is 2.
Hmm. So yeah, he's going to drop down on Ted. So yeah, Ted, you step out and you're like, why? And then whoosh, sludge bucket. Let's see what he gets. He didn't get a ghost, but he did succeed in his roll. So sludge bucket slurps off the ceiling, and like a goo just rains down onto Ted, engulfing him in his ectoplasmic bulk. The what do people want to do? Ted is now just glooped.
You said that this is basically a ghost slug?
It sort of is, yeah. It's got a big, like, sort of a person face with a big mouth and big tongue, and it's got
So-
arms, but kind of a slug body, and it's sort of just made out of ectoplasm.
I have a question, though. So if it is slug, theoretically, these heavily salted nuts that I have in my
I
pocket.
knew. I
I knew it too.
I knew
As soon
exactly
as
where
you
you were
said
going.
that. Yeah.
That's such a great idea. I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna say yes. Just gonna say yes.
I am
So
going
wise.
to take these twin handfuls of nuts, rush up to the side of this ghost where I know that Ted is, and I'm just gonna shove both my hands in it, holding the nuts to like try and burn, handholds in it to grab hold of Ted.
This is a great idea. I need a muscles roll for you to
Okay.
like. So you get your salty nut hands, hit it, and you hear that sizzle, just like a slug. Your hands are going through, but you still gotta use that muscle effort to push so that you can get to Ted.
Okay, what would be the cost on this? Or
Oh,
what would be
this
the
would
challenge rating?
probably only be a 10 because you had to use that item to do it.
Oh,
So.
I'm gonna use 2 brownie points and just pull my friend out.
All right. You reach in there, you sacrifice another one of your items.
My nuts are
Um,
gone.
and you
finally
pull
used all.
Used all my nuts for the day.
you pull Ted slimed right out of there. Natalie, what are you doing?
What am I doing at this point? I mean, do we think based on being trapped in a ghost before, because this is something that Natalie has experienced, does she know if it would be dangerous to blast this ghost with somebody inside?
Well, he's not inside right now.
Oh.
So if you want to, because Maurice succeeded his role, so Ted is out.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'm just, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and blast.
Start
Sure.
blasting him. That's only a roll of a 10. That's all I need.
18. There we go. No
You
ghost.
blast him. You blast the you blast sludge bucket, and between the high salt content and the proton blasts, sludge bucket's having a bad time. He's sizzling in multiple ways, and he's slurping off, trying to shuffle away. Ted, what do you want to do? I was gonna say you didn't get to do anything, but you got pulled out, so now you can do something this round.
Is Sludge Bucket at a with the salt, with the blast, are we at a trapping point yet or no?
Not quite, but you're pretty close.
Okay. Since I was just pulled out of Sludge Bucket, I would imagine I am as close as possible to sludge bucket.
Yes. That would
So
only
I
be a
would
DC 5 to
I
blast.
would like to blast.
Blast.
This is the first time I'm rolling tonight, folks. I'm sorry. I'm saying now.
Let's do it. Ghost die.
Ah!
Yes, ghost die.
Told you. What
Well,
I
We
tell
got
you.
it. We
Yeah.
got it. Ghost die. Ghost die. What's happening with the ghost die? You got a lot of ectoplasm in your proton pack there, buddy.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, that's the easy way out for ghost die shenanigans, but it does make sense in this context. You're gonna blast Sludge Bucket and completely disorient him. He's formless goop trying to put himself back together, so he is prime target to be trapped. But as you're blasting, your stream like sputters a little bit and then just goes out. And you hold up the proton wand and like turn it over, and all of this goo just drips out of it.
Ugh, gross.
New round, Sludge Bucket is gonna attempt to flee, but that's really the only thing he can do. So what are other people doing?
Blasting.
Blasting.
Yeah.
This guy took
he
my
is
nuts
he is
from me.
disoriented. He does. He if you blast him, you can stop him from going anywhere.
Yeah.
Because you can lasso him. But he is disoriented enough now that you can trap him if you want.
I do not have a trap on me. So
I think I do.
I'm just gonna blast him
I
and
do.
try and hold him into place.
Okay.
With a 9, I don't think.
I was gonna say probably you're also standing right next to him because you pulled
Mhm.
Ted out, so it only would be a 5.
Oh,
so
okay,
you would be
yeah.
fine for a blast. Yeah. Yeah, and then Natalie, you don't have to roll if he's lassoed and disoriented. You can just throw that trap out there
Yeah,
and suck
will
him
do.
up. He's sucked into the trap with a slurp. And the trap like burps or something. Just, they make it extra gross. The like the toaster in Ghostbusters 2. And then Sophia's like, oh, thank goodness you got rid of that guy. He was the worst. Just really, I couldn't tell if it was ectoplasm or mucus. It was just disgusting. But no, I need to look. I mean, Primetime is not the best, but what he's being used for in here is so much worse. The board of directors are trying to use him to do something terrible.
Which is
Well, she looks around and she's like, well, that's a portal that they've made. They've made this whole structure. They built it here. And she falls. She's like, okay, so I'm not exactly sure what it's for, but they're bad, shady characters. I mean, they're the ones who hired me to get the Book of the Dead to help with their construction. And I don't know. I just wanted to do it for the paycheck. But then Primetime got in touch with me and laid it all out that they're really the bad guys. And they're using all of his power to make their stuff happen. If you get Primetime out of limbo, they don't have a power source anymore.
So you believed the god of tricks and lies.
She stops for a second. She's like, well, actually, when you put it that way, maybe.
I
Well,
think
again,
there are other places that they could go. Maybe not the material plane.
Meanwhile, in the material plane, when you say maybe not the material plane, meanwhile in the material plane, Mallory, you draw the last of the runes and the spell is ready to go. You say, what are the magic words to activate this spell? Oh, you're muted.
Oh, okay. Better. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It could be as simple as
Maybe-
abracadabra, but if you
I
want to
think
make
it's
up a
gonna
fun
be like-
little rhyme, I wouldn't say no.
Hippity hoppity abracadabra.
Say that. Yeah. And then the mirror sort of shimmers a little bit, like it looks like it's made of liquid. Like yeah, like you touch it when you go you touch the mirror, and the it ripples as if it's made of liquid, and instead of looking at your own reflection, you can see the interior of this golden pyramid and your three companions, also Sophia Vladinoff, stuck to the wall with goo.
What? She is always here. Oh my goodness.
They're like, it's one of those angles where like their backs are to you, so you could like call out to them, or you could like stick your head in and be like, hey guys.
Hey guys. Do you want to leave the ghost zone?
You all turn
So
around.
very, very much.
Yeah, there's a portal right behind you that is appearing on the wall. It is a perfectly rectangular portal. It's just there.
It's me, Mallory.
Yeah, we gotta take her, right? It's a kids' cartoon. We can't
It
leave
is
her
a
here.
kids' cartoon. We do have to
That's the
take
right
her.
thing to do.
You could always hand her over to the cops if you want.
Yeah,
She is
exactly.
Not to
escaped
be
from the
nice
police.
there,
You could hand her over to Mallory.
Or
Wait. How much were they paying you to open up the portal?
It's
Oh, buddy.
Um,
no.
She's like, well, the board wasn't paying me to open the portal. They were paying me to steal the book and
How
do
much
all the
were
research.
they paying you to steal the
Oh,
book?
just a cool 100K.
If I give you $150,000, will you do the opposite of this and help close the portal and do everything that you're supposed to?
She's like, yeah, I'm in it for the
Like,
money.
Come out here. I just want to talk.
Yeah, Maurice is like, okay, we've hired a mercenary. Like, he's still planning on turning her over to the police. Don't worry.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm.
100%.
This guy gives
She
that
can use
wink.
that money on bail. Yeah, Maurice will start getting to work, like, pulling her out of the wall goo.
Mm.
That
You
feeling
push-
when you gotta pull your nemesis out of the wall goo.
Mhm.
Happens to everyone at least once.
Yeah.
Yeah. Happens to the best of us.
You pull her out of the wall goo, and then you step through the portal into the women's restroom.
I think we made the point that everybody was in agreement that this structure shouldn't stand if we
Yeah,
can help it,
no good.
Yep.
right? So before I leave this portal, I'm gonna posit a question to the Ghostmaster, tapping into my knowledge of the real Ghostbusters cartoon here. All right.
Okay.
So before we leave, having mushed goo potentially out of my proton pack, there is an episode where the world is going to end, and Egon rigs the proton pack. It's all four of them together, but in this instance, potentially just mine, to basically overload and explode, as though, it is with nuclear isotopes and things, to cause a massive explosion. In that instance, it was to save the world, and I'm wondering if we couldn't do something similar to rig up an explosion, sacrificing my proton pack in the process to try and topple or weaken or flat out destroy this structure, and then it has the red beeping thing that accelerates as I swim out of the portal to leave.
Yeah. Yes, you're referring to the episode Knock Knock, which is a fantastic episode of
It's
the
a
Real
great
Ghostbusters.
episode, yeah.
The most epic episode probably of the whole series. But you can definitely do that. That's a great use for a proton pack that was malfunctioning, actually.
Exactly my thoughts. Yeah.
This is actually, this is funny though. Because it's got goo in it, I want you to roll
Okay.
just to see if you get just 1d6, just a ghost die. And I just want to see if you get a ghost die.
Okay. Oh, this is a big roll, folks.
If
All right.
now, if I were to offer my proton pack that does not have an goo in it,
You could do that. It's not as much fun, but I suppose you could do that.
I mean,
I'm up to offer it if you would rather take this fun away from the Ghostmaster for a more secure
Lex
roll.
looks so intrigued though. Between this and the no automatic succeed roll off from last time, we've been tapping into weird, strange rules of this.
Some edge,
Ghostbusters
a lot of
game.
edge cases happening here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But no, you can
What-
use Maurice's pack if you want.
What do you what does the rest of the group think? What do we think about this? What do we want to do?
Yeah, it sounds great to Maurice. Like, his thought was either like we just blast it from the inside and just hope that we like break the right circuit, but if you want to set off a bomb, like,
Yeah, I
I
think that's a lot
definitely
more
do.
effective.
yeah,
You're the brains.
Maurice has
that's-
repaired a lawnmower or two. He knows how engines work. We can make this happen to his best guess, anyways.
I mean, it's a 1 in 6 chance I roll a ghost die on this, or we just take Maurice's pack and go for the sure thing.
I say sure thing.
All right, fine. We'll go for the sure thing.
Sure. You rig Maurice's pack up to detonate. It has
Just
a little.
out of
It's a little.
curiosity, I'm gonna roll it anyway.
Oh, let's see.
It wouldn't
Oh,
have been it.
well,
It would have been
wouldn't
fun.
wouldn't have been a dud. Yeah. So you recover Maurice's pack to detonate, and it's got like the countdown beeps, like the Predator thing.
Yeah.
And you once you get through, you're all like, close the portal.
Yeah.
Close it.
Close, yeah.
Which I guess you could just smash the mirror. I mean, it's bad luck, but it will close the portal. Yeah, and just as the portal is closing, the proton pack like erupts, and you can see like the whole pyramid starting to blow apart. You destroyed one end of the gate. So you do that, and you're all standing there in the women's room next to a bunch of broken glass. Sophia Vladinoff is there. She's still gooey. I guess Ted is also gooey.
I'm also gooey.
Maurice
Gooey up to the elbows.
Maurice's arms are gooey and he's not wearing pants. And then suddenly the bathroom door bursts open and like 5 NYPD officers just like, freeze! And they're all pointing their guns right at you.
All right, guys. The people know the truth.
Sophia's like,
Yeah, Ghostbusters.
Bustin' makes me feel good.
And I think with that, we are gonna take a break. That seems
Excellent.
like a good moment.
Oh my god, it's perfect. We are going to try and be back in about 10 minutes, so don't go no place unless it's to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly stick around and listen to a word from our sponsors. Well, they would be our sponsors if they were still in business. We'll be back soon.
The Really Real Ghostbusters will return after these messages.
We now return to the really real Ghostbusters.
And I made sure the audio came back with it. Hello, everybody. We have returned from our break. Hopefully, you saw some pretty cool things that you can totally get from our sponsors, like the animated Etch-a-Sketch or Transformers reruns. All of the things that you love here on Indoor Adventures. But speaking of things that we love here on the channel, Lex, take us away.
Oh gosh, so right before break, the entire team was arrested. The gang gets arrested. You're being let out of GNN headquarters in handcuffs, and there's all these people on the street being like, Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters, and some guy goes, Attica. Yeah. Yeah. And the you're being let out, and around a part of the building that is further sectioned off, so it's away from the crowd. Dun dun dun. But the crowd
my.
is on your side. They just, they can't break through all this.
Well, can't or won't.
Well, probably at this point can't. But you're brought around to an area out of view of the crowd, and instead of being ushered into a police cruiser, you're ushered into the back of a black limousine. You smell the smell of mixed nuts.
No.
Yes, a refresh.
and and sitting there at the other end of the limousine, you're not unhandcuffed, but you're ushered to the back. You're sitting there, and at the other end of the limousine is Lynn Belvedere, and he's like, goodness. I mean, I apologize for the rough treatment, but I did explicitly tell you that you should go to GNN. My employers are quite cross with you for having done so.
That sounds like a them problem.
And he's just like,
That was GNN? I never seen it in person before.
he's just like, oh, well, let me tell you. It's, don't worry. It's all water under the bridge now. Because you've done such an amazing job stopping that terrible broadcast that would have no doubt unleashed all sorts of ghosts all over the world, the whole globe. That there's a new proposition for you that my employers are willing to offer. Well, they need you to head to Stenson Tower and put a stop to this prime time character. Seems he's just completely out of control and trying to break into the real world. It's a huge problem.
That is a huge problem. How many digits would you say that problem is worth?
He smiles and he's like, oh, well, I would say at least 7.
That's yeah.
Fair for
I think we
going toe to
could be
toe
available. We
Yeah.
could find time in our schedule.
Huh?
Yes.
And Sophia's like, no, that's wrong. We shouldn't do that. And he's just like, oh, this one. Well, I suppose if anyone doesn't want to participate, we can just have you take it off to where you would have been taken, and then because the car isn't moving, you're stationary, right? So you were led in on one side, and the door on the other side opens, and a cop just reaches in and grabs Sophia.
Yeah, I was gonna ask,
Bye.
like
Bye,
did
Sophia.
only we get brought over, or like Sophia separate? But if Sophia's with us, yeah, bye. Like,
Bye.
She's
Got
like,
the
no,
work
they're
done for it.
evil.
Like, what? I can't hear you.
She's being dragged off, and the door is closed. And Mr. Belvedere is like, well, now that she's out of the way, So yes, let me get this check all ready for you. I know that you were able to get our past payment quite nicely. That all transferred over, so you know, of course, that Omnicorp
Good.
is good for the money.
Good.
Oh yeah.
True.
He's like, that's wonderful. I'm just ecstatic, just pleased as punch to hear that.
We
And
love doing business.
yeah, and the cars like started moving. There's probably like some other people in the back as well, specifically two like hired goon type guys, like big dudes, like bald sunglasses. Even though it's nighttime and they're in the back of a limousine, and they yeah, Belvedere is like, oh yes, well that's fantastic. As soon as we get to the tower, I will have you unshackled and let you do your thing, as it were.
Can I request that we make a quick step?
Yeah.
I understand that this is all very important and super serious, but I am, as you can see, without pants.
We could use an equipment refresh too, to be honest.
Fair.
And Belvedere is just like, well, I understand where you're coming from, but time really is of the essence.
Then I want his pants. And he points to one of the bodyguards.
And then Belvedere looks at one of the bodyguards and he's like, Harold, it's the least we can do. And the guy's like, what? And then he takes off his pants.
Look, man, we'll just borrow them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not
So
returning these. These are nicer pants than Maurice has seen in so long.
They are much nicer. Yeah.
While this is going on, then are we handcuffed in front or behind our backs?
Probably behind your backs.
All right, never mind.
Because the police handcuffed you. Classic
fair.
police.
And he's going to have to put the pants on me. Otherwise, I'll move my hands move to the front.
Yeah,
No.
and then he's like, do I have to? And Mr. Belvedere's like, these people are experts. They deserve this the star treatment, Harold. And the guy's like, oh, God.
And Maurice will just sort of like wiggle his boot, like wiggle one of the boots off to make the pants go on easier. And there is just like the hole on like one of the toes. You can see there's like the stink lines. A little fly is coming up off of it.
The
Like,
socks, yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, gross. So, yeah, this person puts the pants on you.
yes.
Well, if that's how it's going down, since they're not uncuffing us here in the car,
Nope.
I'm just gonna be like, hey Harold, can you get like, I don't know, some towels or some napkins or some ectoplasm in my proton pack here? Can you just like, listen, I'll direct you how to clean it out, but like don't screw it up because otherwise it'll blow us all up. So could you just like help me out here?
Yeah, maybe the other guy, the other dude is just like, just trying to like clean it out. Like Mr. Belvedere hands him a handkerchief and he's like trying to
Yeah.
like reaches
No,
into his
don't touch
pocket.
that. No.
He's
I'm
like,
not that.
oh.
No. I'll just continue to direct him to clean this out, looking over my shoulder, trying to like figure
Yeah,
out what to
it's like,
clean.
do you see that purple wire? Yeah. Whatever you do, don't pull the purple wire.
Don't touch it.
Um, so that's happening. And Mr. Belvedere's like, perhaps after we've dropped you off, we can go back to your place of business and pick up some of your spare equipment, have it brought to you while you're on the job. But I really am under strict instructions that if you are to take the job, you get on it as soon as I can physically get you there.
Instructions from who?
Oh, my employers, the heads of Omnicorp, the board of directors.
Okay, board of directors. Just checking.
Yeah, well, if you could bring our vehicle over, it had extra equipment in it too.
That's true.
He's like, yes, the NYPD had impounded it under some silly pretenses, but I'm sure I can get that all cleared up and brought right over.
Good.
We We need our human busting, our potential things for this as well. So.
Human
Yikes.
busting.
Yikes. Whew, it's dark.
Busting makes me feel less good for the minute.
Oh,
I mean, proton packs will work just the same. Let's be real.
ooh.
Anyway.
So the limo gets to Stenson Tower. Stenson Tower is looks a little different than the last time you saw it. The whole building is crackling with electricity. So the top of it is like a big antenna, right? And there's just electricity running up and down it, and like up and down the sides of the building and stuff. And it looks, there's an unearthly wind about it. Some strange, as soon as you open the door, like there's that blast of wind and some strange moaning sounds, which you're all very used to, is dealing with ghosts
Standard
all the
stuff.
time and haunting.
Yeah.
It's classic
Ghostly
extreme
wail.
haunting.
Classic ghost moans.
Yep. The and they all uncuff you, and Belvedere's like, excellent. Now here's what we need you to I've been told to give you this, and he gives you a device. Looks like some sort of electronic device, but to just look at it, you're not exactly sure what it does. And he's just like, if you can get in contact with this prime time character, is just to activate this device, which should banish him back to where he came from, or seal him away, or what. I don't really know all the specifics of ghost busting. This is your job. But that should do it, and you won't have to worry otherwise. Though finding him might be a bit tricky. He's got the building in his grip.
Okay.
Okay.
And he's like, well, good luck. You're the city's last hope.
Or something.
Oh boy.
Maurice will nod to Mr. Belvedere, and as he does, he gives a little salute, but the hand just continues down, grabs a handful of those salted limo nuts, stuffs them into the pocket of the new pants that he got.
Oh yes, ruining them, getting all those all the oil and the salt just in those dress pants.
Oh yeah,
destroying them. The salted
Destroying.
limo nuts.
It's
So
like
our-
a creative expression.
Yeah, it's more like a seasoning. I think is how we should.
Seasoning.
Yeah.
So
It's like what you do with cast iron pans.
exactly.
Yes, it's exactly like that.
You got to season your pants.
Your
No.
cast iron pants.
Okay, question.
Yeah.
So the Winnebago's here, right?
No, it's not here yet.
Oh, okay.
He will have it brought over to you, but
Okay.
they can't do it right away.
Got it. Yeah, I think Maurice, he has a walkie on him right now. That is the only thing that he has left.
Oh yeah, 'cause he doesn't have
So
contact
right now,
anymore.
he's dead in the water until we get the Winnebago. But I already have the stuff I want to take from it in mind. So
Got a walkie-talkie, some
Yep.
salted lemon nuts, and a dream.
yeah, he's been in
Unstoppable.
worse scenarios.
Very good.
Facility, but
Yeah. So they leave, assumedly to get the Winnebago.
Okay.
You're outside.
I mean, there's it's crackling with electricity.
Mhm.
So the fire escapes probably aren't a good idea because they are metal, and climbing metal objects in a lightning storm sounds like a bad time.
Yeah. Well, so this building is a classic modern skyscraper. So mostly just glass, right? On the outside of it. There are some steel girders. So sort of like the thing that you would expect to be in the inside behind the glass is like on the outside. So there's the crisscrossed steel girders going all the way up along the side of the building. But there isn't anything like a fire escape or what have you. Although if you look around, you're pretty sure you can see somewhere up there is an abandoned like window washer thing. Like one of those, those like
Scaffold,
little
yeah.
Scaffold. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
But that's not at ground level. And you can go in through the front doors. They don't seem to be electrified. Just the exterior of the building, parts of it do. You can also go in through the garage. You've been to the parking garage before.
True.
All right. The three of y'all want to pursuit, and then Maurice can catch up. Do we all want to go together? Because again, I don't have any gear, really.
we're a team. When have you needed gear? You've got your smarts and your guessing.
I think
You've
for
got
this
Guess.
one,
If you had to guess what we should do, what would you do? What would you say?
what I guess, what I would surmise in this situation, I mean, prime time is trying to come through. We destroyed the one side of the gate in Limbo. I mean, we just destroy another gate, or if it's the other side, once both doors are gone, then there's no way for him to come through. Or we figure out if there's like another place, like if he said he has gone by like Loki or something before. So maybe we just send him on the Rainbow Bridge back home and let him be Odin's problem or whatever, if that's a thing. There's a couple ways, but I think it all just boils down to we either need to figure out a place to send him to, or stop him from coming through, and have that be a problem for the A team when they get back from Hollywood. Kind of like explain the situation. He got away in an epic fashion, said, curse you Ghostbusters, you'll see me again. And then, like we field it to them to make them feel good.
Right.
You also have this mysterious device. I'm going to say that it just has a big button on it so that it can be activated at the
Oh.
appropriate time.
Oh, where did we get the mysterious device?
Belvedere.
Oh,
Mr.
right.
Belvedere just
Yep.
gave it to you. If you use that, it'll stop prime time.
Definitely.
How will it stop them? The details are uncertain.
While we're standing here, can I
said the
I don't know.
details were uncertain.
I was gonna say, analyze this, try to see if I can make sense of what this might be.
Yeah, you can.
I would love to do that. What would that be? What kind of role are we talking about?
We were talking about brains for sure.
Yeah, that's fair. Second roll of the night. 18?
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
Pretty solid with the brains category here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a strange device. From what you know about this building is, as we established earlier, like a giant ghost trap. It gets all that spirit energy and stores it in there, specifically the beams, the steel beams that are on it. This thing seems like it takes frequencies, like ghost frequencies, the kind of frequencies you pick up with your scanner,
Mm-hmm.
and stabilizes them. So it's kind of like an EMP bomb thing, except instead of screwing with electronic devices, it just like flattens out spectral interference and stabilizes all of it. It's kind of a ghost bomb, kind of. It doesn't like destroy ghosts, so exactly, but sort of.
Okay. So
It would definitely have a unique interaction with this material this building is made out of.
So that's how I'm going to describe it to everybody. I'm like,
Yeah.
So this uses this building and essentially makes it like a ghost trap bomb. And that's how I think it's gonna stop. Like, this building is basically a big trap, and this thing is essentially the pedal, right? So when we're close enough to him, we hit the button. And in theory, if it works the way it's, I think, designed to work, that's it.
That
Or
seems
prime time.
almost too easy.
It
Mhm.
does.
Yeah.
But
Do you think if they store him somewhere in this building, do you think that they would like put him in a giant battery
probably.
and like use his ghost powers to fuel other things?
Oh yeah, that would make sense.
And we would just like their trap, are we just like putting this guy in the battery? Like
Is
it's
that
a
not
big
clean
D-cell?
energy, though?
Is that not clean energy
Oh my
though?
god.
Like, I'm all for clean energy, save the whales, and like what Spock said.
Sure. Sure.
Like, what's the ass is
I was gonna say, but all right. So, real talk on this. We're not in a great situation anyway. We look at this, right? I mean, they're
Right.
not great people. Primetime also not great. I think we could all agree on that.
Hmm.
Yes.
We have
What?
technology and things to take down Primetime, and we're also getting a cool $1 million to do that.
Hmm.
Right. So there's that.
Mhm.
Not to say
There's that.
that's a big chunk of it. I think we can all agree.
This
that
is pretty nice.
But yes, to your point, Maurice, I think it's questionable what ultimately happens. But then you look at Sophie and she's like, oh, Primetime says they're bad. But as you so eloquently pointed out, the god of tricks and lies told you, like, trust me, I'm okay. Like, they're the bad
Kinda
guys.
nice dude.
Yeah,
And
so I don't...
definitely not bad.
Yeah.
Look, the thought I have, we trick a trickster.
Okay.
So, what they have, after, I experimented a little bit with the receivers and the senders on the arcade cabinets earlier today. If we can get the video camcorder with a VHS tape, that's magnetic tape, that's capable of being able to store information on it. If we can trick Primetime onto a tape in the camcorder, we can just record over him.
We can just record over.
Whoa.
The
Whoa, that
I
got,
will
like,
point
dark.
out I will point out that Primetime's main motivation is he wants to get free and he wants to be broadcast over television. So if you can trick him into being like, oh, this device will send you out to millions, then yeah, he would probably jump into it.
I mean,
I just need the camcorder from the van. Or
erase the tape
Don't
with a
I
magnet.
have a camcorder? Because I use it for research.
Do you currently have it?
it's
don't-
in the van, if anything.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
maybe it's still in the van. I mean, the van will be showing up shortly.
Well, because I left with what? I had the shotgun.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
true.
The shotgun, the book,
Book
which
of the
we
Dead.
retconned.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I didn't have a walkie-talkie. I didn't have a ghost trap. So that leaves
Proton
camcorder or proton pack.
Mm. Which is more important, really?
Yeah, if you have a camcorder on you, we can totally try and trick the god of tricks into a VHS and then just like record a kid's birthday or something. I don't know.
I don't know
Recording
if that's
his birthday.
gonna do a weird thing with that kid's birthday in the, like, maybe we just put the tape in the containment unit somehow,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then just like add a VHS slot to it and insert it, and then close it off. You know
Yeah.
what
I'll
I
just
mean?
plug my VCR into
Or
the
into the
containment
containment
unit.
unit. And put the
Oh my
tape in.
god.
And then
So-
rewind him right in there.
Yeah, send them right in. Something more like that than like re-record over him. They also be like, oh, you could just hit it with a magnet and erase the tape, but like, does that erase him or just like,
Make him weird.
or send him
Makes
back
it weird.
to where he was? You know,
Hmm.
if we have the tape, we have means of. Well, could we just put the tape in a trap? Like I don't know, something like that.
Like this
Open the
idea
trap
of
and
you
drop
like
the tape
opening
in.
up a trap and like trying to fit the tape in it.
Yeah.
Get in there.
But the trap's like kind of too small, so it doesn't quite work.
Something like that, right?
The doors won't close all the way.
Put another trap on top of it. We'll sandwich it together. It'll be fine.
If it was
Yeah.
Betamax, it would fit.
I know. Why didn't we have him in
Uh.
an 8-track? It'll be fine. We'll get him on a cassette tape.
Oh gosh.
I'll leave it to Ghostmaster discretion of whether Mallory did or did not have.
You can. I will say yes. You can have the video camera.
Okay.
We will play a little fast and loose with our retcons.
Yeah.
Big retcon night. Woo.
Maurice will just have like the camcorder ready and a walkie. And then, like there are stores on the bottom level of Stenson Tower. Like, you'll probably find something. It won't be a ghost trap,
Yeah.
but who knows?
I guess we have tapes, but
Cool. So are you guys gonna go in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You head into the lobby of Stenson Tower. It's a little different than you remember it. It's kind of wrecked. Like it looks like there was a riot in here, and a bunch of people were like getting out of this building as fast as they could. So a lot of things are turned over and all this stuff. And there are stores, as we know from a very brief aside from earlier. There is a store that sells electronics in this building. I think like Mallory was
Oh.
like technically there as like an aside before she got up to something else she was doing there. I don't remember.
Yeah.
It's a past episode.
I vaguely recall this.
It's all a blur.
Sounds true.
Yeah. So you're pretty sure if you go in there, you can get some tapes, some blank tapes for sure. Maybe
Yeah.
some other equipment.
Alright.
Yeah, Maurice is going to load up on
Yeah.
AV equipment.
Sweet.
While Maurice is doing that, you hear the sounds of a lovely dining hall. There's like clatter of utensils and people talking, and you can smell the smell of foods, tasty foods, and it's coming from one of the fine dining establishments across the lobby. But when you look around, the lobby seems entirely vacant, and there's no like lights coming from this store.
That seems a little bit suspicious.
I've seen Spirited Away. I know how this goes.
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank goodness. I've only had a couple handfuls of nuts on the way here to eat today. Yeah, Maurice will like poke his head around the corner.
He's
Sure.
a hungry boy.
This restaurant is completely vacant at first glance. There's nobody sitting at any of the tables. But you notice there is wall-to-wall mirroring in here, just like there is in like every place around here. And in the reflections of the room, it is full of people having a great old time, eating, celebrating, just being real happy.
Suspicious.
Mhm.
Why are they so happy?
Why are they so happy?
Oh, I mean, that food looks incredible.
It does look really good.
Fair.
This is one of those places you got to be on a wait list for at least 5 months leading up to it. So, like, I usually will put in a reservation for 2. I usually cancel.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, buddy.
This does have a fancy name like Bistro Le Gras or something like that.
Oh,
hmm
of course it does.
How many floors is the tower again?
Oh, a lot. It's like the first floor is like the luxury shopping and dining, and then there are some stores, there's some galleries, there's a pool, and
Oh, that's right. We know about the pool.
yeah, and there's a gym, and then you get into like the apartments, which are probably the majority of the building.
We assume he's probably at the top, right? Like that's
Probably.
all right.
Would stand to reason.
Hmm. But yeah, it's a lot of floors. There's a lovely elevator. You've
Oh,
taken
no.
it before.
No, no,
What? You want to take the elevator?
no, thank you.
Well,
No
there's also
elevators.
escalators.
Well, those are just
Escalators,
stairs.
you know, if they break, they're just stairs. That's fine.
Yeah. What could go wrong with a haunted escalator? It's
Yeah.
What's it gonna do? Go too fast? Whatever.
I'm suddenly worried about it going too fast.
But so you've just poked your head into this restaurant and seen this strange scene. What do? You leave? You investigate further? Check out the escalators. The normal speed escalators.
There you go. Really worried.
It's just like we were talking about no fear introduces the
One
idea.
fear.
One fear.
Here. I will also point out, I forgot to mention this, but when you walked into the ground floor, it is unnaturally cold in here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, tracks.
Zip up.
Yeah. All right. As we go up.
Stairs it is.
Right.
Yeah.
You avoid Bistro Le Gras and go to the stairs. Yeah, geez. You're climbing the stairs. It is it is not horribly colder as you get to the second floor, but it is noticeably colder. Like it's a couple of degrees colder than it was before. Let's see here. Yeah, this floor has the gallery. You can hear, so it's an art gallery. It's big, it's fancy. It's got like, it's like all glass and mirrors and stuff, but it's probably got a big like neon sign on it that's like the modernist or something stupid like that,
Right.
And from inside you can hear yelling, like people in distress.
Oh.
You want to know what art gallery it would have been? It would be a Thomas Kincaid.
Thomas
It would be
Kincaid.
one of those like mass-produced art galleries because like that was around the time
Mm-hmm.
Right.
where the lighting doesn't make any sense on any. It doesn't matter. It's fine. So people are yelling in distress in the art gallery.
Yep.
Very different from the bistro. So I think we should check it out.
They were so happy in the bistro. Everyone
They
was
were
having
very
a great
happy.
meal.
They're not very happy in the art gallery.
Nope.
Probably because it's Thomas Kincaid.
Yeah, probably. You go check it out?
Yeah.
I'll open
Yeah?
the door at the very least.
Okay, you open the door. You can see, so this gallery, it actually doesn't look like a Kincaid gallery because I looked that up while you were talking about it. I was like, no, because it's not portraits. It's not oil
Oh.
paintings. It's modern art and sculpture. And it's
Mm.
like, so it's, mirrors and like white walls, super minimalist. And then there's just these weird sculptures that are about all over the place. And you can see that there are multiple people who are trapped by these sculptures. So one of the sculptures has like curled itself around one of the people. Like, have you ever seen the 1988 hit film Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
It is that. So it is those kind of modern art sculptures, and they're trapping these people, and the people are like, help.
Ugh. Well, I don't want to become that art. So I don't know. What do you think, guys?
I don't understand their artwork.
Really an acquired taste.
I mean,
They do seem to be acquired.
Mm-hmm.
Because the only way that we're getting them out is if we I imagine we're
Blast it.
having this little side debate, like how are we gonna help them? Are we gonna help them?
we could just blast the sculptures. Does that solve the problem? Does that put them in more danger?
Well, the sculptures are wrapped around these people, so
Yeah.
if you blasted the sculptures, you may also blast the people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's how I solve every problem. So
True.
that's what I
It's
got,
also
guys.
how I solve problems.
It's a great way to solve problems.
It is.
Really,
It's got
we're
really
betting
fast
1,000
results.
for this. Exactly. When have we had a bad time other than being stuck in the ghost zone? But that was a temporary problem.
Yeah.
And we shut the
True,
portal
and
down from
there's-
that side. So we're
Who knows
Temporary
how that
problems
happened?
require temporary solutions.
exactly.
You are so wise, my friend.
I mean, I want to help them. But I feel like if we stop primetime, we stop everything.
Yeah.
We help everybody, right? Like
True.
that's cut this head off.
We
the
have
snake,
so many
as it were.
stairs.
Facts.
There are many stairs left. Yes.
No cap.
Yep, just Maurice is sort of just like, they don't look like they're in they look like they're in danger. They don't look like they're in peril.
Yeah, that doesn't look like they're about to be killed. They're just being held hostage. Also,
Yeah.
they can't be killed.
Look, everybody gets held hostage once in a while. It's good for like cardiovascular health.
Look, they will channel this trauma into something truly beautiful, I'm sure.
Oh, you really went there.
Kind of slowly back out, like, sorry.
We'll be back.
Sorry.
So
Like,
tired.
Yeah,
Ah.
pretty much. It's just like, what else are we gonna do?
Good luck.
But good luck. Oh my god.
Keep your chin up. Bye.
Uh, as you're making your way out of there, the hallways or the lobby type areas on the floors are decked out in different display screens. A lot of them are like, welcome to Stenson Tower, and has like the graphic, and then it does like a pixelated dissolve into like, you are here, and like a little interactive map or something. On the first level, a lot of those were smashed because the whole place was kind of ransacked, but on this level, much more of them are in shape. So there is a little interactive map panel. There's like TVs that are up on the walls that are mostly just displaying static. And yeah, and there is you don't immediately know where the next staircase is because there's a bunch of different shops and stuff around. So you could go searching for it, you could check the panel, whatever you want to do.
Check the panel.
Yeah.
It's like, welcome to Stenson Tower. You are here. And it like sort of glitches a lot and shows like a map with like a red dot to show your location, but then the dot changes to a different space on the map, and then it goes back. And there's indications for stairwells, some different shops. It shows you like, oh, here's how you get to like these different locations, like the pool or the gym, or there's the different apartments, and then at the very top there's like the luxury penthouse apartments. And yeah, but it's very glitchy, but it seems to still be working. There's also menus, so you can like call up different information about the building if you want.
Where do we think we need to be?
House kind of suite situation, or like some sort of broadcasting transmission, up on the roof maybe. Because we do know that there was like the tower, that we destroyed. That was
Yeah.
transmitting from, or was that no? That was. Am I mixing buildings up?
You destroyed the public access TV
That's what I'm
stations
thinking of.
transmitters.
That's what I'm thinking
And you
Right.
also destroyed the transmitting equipment in GNN, just not like the satellite dish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah, Mallory did do that with a chair.
We did
Fair.
that.
Yeah,
It's a group effort, really.
we were all arrested for it. We all did.
True. It was
In
collaborative.
the eyes of the law, we all did it. Right.
Mhm.
So- we were all accessories in one way or another. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's if it has any information for like anything that's like, I don't know. I want to say like above the penthouse suites, like mechanical rooms or anything like that. I imagine like the epicenter power source kind of a thing is where he's going to be at, because that's just what makes sense in my head. But I don't know. If anybody else
I can
has
see
a
that.
better idea, you know.
Yeah, I could definitely see that it'd be the smart thing to do, but also Primetime likes having fun and being unpredictable. So
At the
if
gym,
we need to,
like,
yeah, if we need to think about Primetime, if I was Primetime, where would I be?
Suddenly the screen goes staticky, and then Primetime's face appears, and he's
Yep.
like, "I'm so glad you asked." Right here.
Yep, I figured.
Uh, and he's like, "Well, if it isn't our lovely studio contestants back again for another round. Glad to see everybody again, still in one piece. And let's see here. Today's game, I believe the folks are trying to get all the way to the top to stop the terrible corporation from enforcing some terrible, terrible plan. Which, don't worry, your old pal Primetime is here to help you out. So, Theodore, you are absolutely correct. You need to get to the top floor, and then the map shows back up, and it shows the penthouse, and there's just arrows that point at it, and it's like ding, 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 and it's just like, but wait, it's not gonna be that easy for our heroes. Unfortunately, due to all the residual spooky energy in here, those floors are almost completely blocked off by all sorts of tons of ice. And then it like points to parts of the stairwells and like the elevator shaft. And then you just see X's come up over them, and it goes,
Good
and it's
thing we
like,
didn't take the elevator.
good thing you didn't take the elevator. So the big question is, are our heroes going to be able to find a special secret way up, or some kind of alternative way to get to the top floor? That's the game, ladies and gentlemen. But there are always more clues scattered around Stenson Tower. Finding me again will reveal them. So just keep on the lookout for this handsome mug, and you just see like the skull face with like the eyeballs with like the veins in them, and he can't smile because he doesn't have like flesh, but it's like he sort of cocks his head to the side, and you can tell he's kind of doing that. Maybe he gives the thumbs up with his skeleton hand.
Ah,
The
vibe of the smile.
Yes, smile vibes. But he's like, so looks like round one is starting. Good luck. And then he goes off the screen. And then he goes off the screen.
answer.
Okay, so we just have to
He's
find
got
him.
so much energy.
And avoid certain super cold rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go to the top.
Or find a way up. Hey, would we have noticed any like dumb waiters or anything?
Oh, maybe if you had checked out the restaurant a little more.
Oh,
You also know that there are apartments in here, so there might be laundry chutes, as we established from the other apartment building.
Oh yeah,
Uh-huh.
we did use the laundry chutes.
You also saw outside the scaffolding for window washing.
That's true.
If only I had my alpine gear.
You had your alpine gear. Uh,
We've got scaffolding. Yeah, nobody here probably knows how to fly a helicopter or has access to one, so I feel like we're going up inside the building one way or another.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or we get that scaffolding, I guess.
With that, from somewhere below, you hear a familiar honk.
Honk.
Honk honk. There's a goose outside. No, the if you go over to one of the windows, you can see the Winnebago pulls up to the front of the building.
Yes.
All right. Stuff time.
Run back down that staircase or escalator that's going at a totally normal speed to the main lobby to get to the front door. Are all of you going?
Might as well.
Yeah.
On the way down, can I be on the lookout for like if there's like above the diner, like it shows primetime Skull, but like with a little sous chef hat on now, like is he like gonna make our challenges obvious, or like is it more like try and
Yeah.
like super sneaky secret, like we have to check under chairs for it kind of thing?
Oh yeah, we have to check under objects so we can find the little primetime symbol.
Yeah,
so
we gotta find the immunity. We gotta find the immunity idols.
Totally. No, he's as you're running through the lobby, you just see you don't see anything like that. But one of the TVs that was mounted like to the ceiling that's like hanging, like barely still attached because of the whole riot that was down here. His face flickers on it, and he's just like, he's he's like, consolation prizes already. Wow, that just seems too easy, doesn't it? Well, let's throw a wrench in the mix with an old favorite. And then the screen goes out, and you suddenly start hearing this music. Specifically, it's like this shredding heavy metal guitar, and then bursting out of a Radio Shack type store in the lobby is feedback.
I knew it. That Radio Shack was like, oh no, we let him go into the subway.
You let him go. He was gonna come back. He's between you and the door.
I got a camcorder and a walkie.
I have a shotgun.
I will do an exact repeat of last time and run into that Radio Shack looking for magnets.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I think what he's gonna do, the first person who moves, he like aims in that direction, and you just see the sound waves ripple out of the heavy metal, like guitar solo, and stuff just starts exploding near Ted as he's running. We remember that was his power with the heavy metal music. So Ted, I'm going to need you to use run, something you've got. You're good at it. This is probably going to be a 20. I guess he's not outwardly attacking anybody else, but I do want to know what other people are going to be up to this round.
Hey,
16.
16. Oh no.
Yeah.
You're about to get to the Radio Shack when like a maybe one of those like a fancy metal trash barrel that has like a built-in ashtray, and maybe it's like mechanical because everything in this building is automated, and the little like thing lifts up that says thank you for putting out your cigarette. And as you approach it, you see it like lift up, and you see that little insignia on it. You're like, what? And then it explodes and sends you flying. You lose 2 brownie points and are hurtled across the lobby. What are other people doing?
I actually don't know.
Is there any way I can hit the eject button?
Oh, on your trap?
No, on
Oh, on his
feedback.
cassette thing.
On the cassette
Yeah,
thing.
you can try to jump on him and try and hit the eject thing
Yeah.
on the. That would be
That's
interesting.
Yeah,
brilliant.
you kind
Yeah.
of drop kick the eject button.
That would be muscles. That'd be a muscles
Okay, I know.
roll.
Well, oh, jump is the muscle thing. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to do that.
Yeah, that would also be pretty tough. I would say that's probably also a 20.
Okay. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to use some points on that then. Yeah, I'll use two. Save me the one. I think it'll
All
work.
right.
33. Let's
Wow,
go.
a 33. Much
Ooh.
over. Yeah. You do like a power slide and then
Yeah.
and kick the button and it feedback sort of like coughs and the cassette tape pops out of him and flies up into the air. It's a comically large
Yes.
cassette tape. The yeah. What is Maurice or Mallory? What are you doing this round?
I'll take the tape. I'll catch the tape.
Yeah. Van Halen.
He will. Oh, that's what he does. If anything, he'll grab the tape strip in it and just pull. Like he'll just destroy the strip inside.
Whoa. You have like a lot of violence pent up.
Maurice's original like Ghostbuster reasoning was to get revenge on ghosts.
He does.
Mhm.
That's
hate
true.
them. Yeah, Mallory, what are you doing? Anything? Anything you can think of?
Let's see, what did we need to try to find on our way up? Wait.
Well, right now, feedback is standing between you and the doors to your Winnebago, so you can get
Right,
stuff.
right. Okay, so yeah,
So,
we still need
yeah.
to get the stuff. I am going to try to get to the Winnebago if it seems like feedback is distracted enough for me to do that.
Yeah, totally. You can definitely do that because having the tape popped out of him, he just puked up his tape.
Yeah.
He's very distracted.
Yeah, you kicked the tape out of him.
I do want to roll for that, but it'll be pretty easy. That would be a moves and be like a 10.
Okay. Moves. My moves is not great, but we'll try.
11.
Ah.
You've done it.
Amazing.
Yeah, you swerve around him and you get out the doors. Next round you can get into that Winnebago and grab whatever you want out of it.
Ooh,
Cool.
cool.
The cell phone. Okay, new round. Feedback is going to load another tape because he no longer has access to the one he was using. But which one will it be? Oh, let's do. I love that one. The dance pop one. He throws some freaking early Whitney Houston in there. And gosh, it's so dancey. You just want to dance with somebody. So he rolls to see how good the song plays, as I recall. Yeah. So everyone within earshot, which I'm gonna say is not currently Mallory because Mallory is outside, but everybody else, especially Natalie, really want to bust a move. You can still take other actions, but everything that you can't describe in a way that is dancing is more difficult.
Okay, good to know.
Okay. Interesting.
What is everyone doing?
Hmm. I'm on the ground currently. I
Yeah,
assume.
you're currently laying strewn about some rubble, but now you're like, I gotta get up, I gotta dance.
Yeah, I'm gonna dance right into that Radio Shack. I'm gonna moonwalk right into that Radio Shack.
There you go.
Grab that magnet.
Sure. You can do that. I don't think you can do anything else if you're dedicating yourself to dancing the whole time.
I mean, realistically, I have to get it, and I have to get back to him. If I'm appeasing him at the moment by also achieving my goal, I'm good. So
Okay.
I'm down with that.
Yeah. So it just takes you longer because you can't just go a straight line. You gotta do some dance moves on your way there.
Sometimes you gotta moonwalk before you can run.
Mm-hmm. It's true. What is what are Maurice and Natalie doing, and what is Mallory grabbing out of the vehicle?
Let's see. So some of us have proton packs, but not a ghost trap. So I could grab a ghost trap.
Is there a proton pack in the vehicle? There is a proton pack in the vehicle. So yeah, I think in the vehicle that can't be right. What does it say here? A ghost trap, a cell phone, a proton pack, a walkie-talkie, and then we determined the video camera was not in there.
Yeah.
A
But I think
shotgun was in there.
But there's a shotgun in there.
Hmm.
Oh right, I keep forgetting I set down the shotgun. Well,
Beneath the car seat or something.
I obviously feel better with the shotgun in hand.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to grab that and a ghost trap.
Great. Fantastic. Okay. What are Maurice and Natalie doing?
I have an idea.
Okay.
Oh no.
Because it's a two-person thing. Maurice will extend his hand down to you because you are on the floor. And he says, can you press the button again? And he will start doing like a tango dance that he wants to end with like spinning you out. So that way you spin, and then just like when you do like an arm flourish, just like bop, like punch the button, dude. Check
Do
the
another
tape
one.
again.
Okay, I actually love that though. I definitely want to do that.
That's very good.
It's fun for the animators. They never get to show Maurice doing like fun,
Exactly.
agile thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It turns out Maurice can dance really well. Well,
Yeah,
actually,
he's
we're gonna
watched a lot
find
of
out.
Dancing with the Stars.
Let's so if Natalie's the one actually pushing the button,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm gonna have Natalie do the moves roll, but I
Okay.
think Maurice gives you an extra D6 to add
Ooh,
for
okay.
free. Yeah,
Great.
no, so Maurice is actually good at dancing and is taking lead throughout all this. So he doesn't have
Okay.
to roll, but because he's just doing the dancing.
Yeah, all I'm doing,
Yeah.
I'm just focusing on dancing right now.
Yeah.
Okay, what am I trying to beat for this?
Oh gosh, you're probably trying to beat like a 15.
Okay. I'm confident enough with my D6s here, plus the extra. We're gonna try it. Yeah, 20.
Nice. Yeah. So yeah, you do you're doing the tango, and then Maurice spins you out, and you just hit that button, and the tape pops out, flying up into the air. Very good. That's everybody, right? A new round is starting. He needs to load in another tape, but he's got one more. That tape is the sappy 80s ballad. You get that
No.
like electric piano, the like Yamaha DX7 electric piano, like do 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 starts playing, and everyone is just everyone in earshot is wistful and lethargic. All muscles and moves rolls are turned to one die. Whatever they would have been, they are one die.
Oh no.
But yeah, and I think he spends his turn doing that, but he probably wants to get the other tape back.
It's Hello by Lionel Richie.
There you go. That's good. That's real.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. Um,
All right.
the road ain't no place to start a family. Oh, that's good. What is that? Journey, right?
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah. Nice. So yeah, what are people doing?
Okay, I guess I'm slowly, wistfully walking towards feedback with this magnet in hand
Mm-hmm.
because I don't really have any other options to just slowly make my way there.
Hmm. You could attempt to hit him with that magnet.
I would love to.
But that's gonna be a muscles roll.
Oh,
And right now your
almost.
muscles roll will be 1d6.
Yeah, no. I'm just gonna try to get as close to him as possible
Okay.
with the magnet. You know what? Because I'm so wistful,
Hmm.
I want to give feedback just like the biggest hug. I feel so sad and upset about this. I would love to hug him with that magnet in one hand and just like embrace him with that magnet.
So you can try to do that, but feedback's nobody's fool. He knows what happened the last
He fell
time.
for it once, but
Yeah, he's not gonna fall for it
I
again.
know. I figured he wouldn't, but it was worth a shot.
Yeah, you could try to make a roll. You could like pump it up with a bunch of brownie points if you want, but it'll probably be like a 15.
Yeah, you said everything's set to 1, right?
Yeah, the base dice, they're all 1. So you can add a bunch of brownie points for extra dice, or you can spend brownie points to just auto succeed.
I'll just spend a 3 to auto succeed.
Okay.
And I'll wipe him. I'll wipe him clean. I'm still gonna hug him, man. I'm gonna still hug him anyway. And when I hug him, I'm gonna be like, gotcha, with the magnet.
Yeah, so the magnet erases the magnetic tape, right? So the sound goes away. Isn't that what we did last time, or was there something else? Okay.
Yeah, basically he couldn't play music because we erased the tapes.
Mm-hmm. So the song gets all warbly and then just fades out. And he looks very distressed. What are other people doing? You are no longer constrained by the lethargic music. Lionel Richie and or Journey are no longer playing. You've got full energy.
What?
Blast.
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 Blast. Wow.
Natalie, you're basically right next to him, so that's a Oh, wait a minute. He's being hugged by Ted.
Oh,
He's being hugged by me. That's true.
You can't
What's
blast.
I can't blast. Never mind.
One of you could use your action to drag Ted away,
I'll
I
do
guess, if
that.
you want.
Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, I don't have a trap or a proton pack, so like, I'll grab Ted.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
You
I
can
leave the magnet stuck to him.
sure. So yeah, I like that. Like you're in this sad embrace, just standing there, and then Natalie like turns on her proton pack and like aims it, and Maurice sees that and then sees Ted's like, oh no, and just runs over and grabs Ted and pulls him away. So yeah, Natalie, that's only a 5 is all you're gonna need because you're right next to him.
Yeah, just because like the arms come out of the thing, so like he can't even try and get the magnet on his back.
No, can't reach.
Oh, that's actually very sad.
Pathetic.
I
Oh,
hugged him first, guys. Give me a break. Come on now.
yeah.
It's true.
He's not a monster.
Better.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, was the 18 your roll?
Yeah.
Yeah. Easy.
Ripple.
Totally enough. I do like that once we left the ghost zone, all the ghost dice went away.
I know, it's wild.
So you blast him and he just like goes rigid as if hit with a bolt of electricity as the proton blast lassos him, so he can totally be trapped right now because he was at 1 ectopresence after all of his tapes were diminished. And Mallory is actually probably standing right behind him with a trap right now, isn't she?
Yeah.
Throw
Ready
that
to
trap.
go.
You don't have to roll for it, as we
Sweet.
established. So you just throw that trap and
I
zap
throw
him up,
trap. Sorry.
and feedback with some radio static that you like get when you switch between different FM stations. You hear that as he's sucked into the trap, and then the trap closes. You got the little dry ice smoke, and you're good.
Sweet. We did it.
You did
Yeah.
it. You defeated
Now time to-
feedback.
Yeah.
Again.
It
Again.
feels good to close that loose end. So
Uh-huh.
Did
You've had-
Mallory encounter feedback previously? Can't remember if that was when I was there for.
I don't know.
I don't
Maybe
think
not.
you were there. No, because it happened
Yeah.
on the way back from the Macy's job.
No, and that's because when I became half ghost too.
Yeah.
It was that episode.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. I'm just like,
There's a
y'all
ghost stuff.
know this guy?
Yeah, we had to free him to use a trap to grab Cat Bus, basically, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
these words don't mean a whole lot to me, but I'm proud.
Cool. So
I've
now you
done
can
that.
get everything you want to out of the Winnebago.
Yay!
Get all that stuff, distribute it among your characters, however you want. And then you can head back upstairs or go somewhere else.
Well, we know
I am taking a proton pack.
Wait, I will. Let's see. Did we just have the one ghost trap?
I have one.
Is it better to leave this one, or bring it and try to squeeze more ghosts in there?
I think we only have the one clean trap right now. Is that
Yeah.
where we're at? Because the other ones are filled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, Belvedere. We need more traps. Come on. What are you doing?
He just brought your impounded car. He didn't put extra stuff in it.
I know.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know what you do.
Remind me, where did we meet Johnny Five? Is that in Stenson Tower or is that a different place?
No, that
That's
was
a-
Nakatomi.
Yeah.
Nakatomi. That's okay. That's what I'm confusing in my head is those two places. Okay. So there's not like an errant trap hanging out with Steve Gutenberg right now.
No, Steve
There we
Gutenberg
go.
is not here. Or is he? He's probably not here.
Da, da, da.
Probably is a non-zero chance.
Exactly, right? I do like
Who's
bringing
to say?
back NPCs. Is Detective Del Crenshaw somewhere in the building?
Who's
Maybe.
to say?
We've already had 2 loose end ghosts show up. There's one
Oh,
more.
it's
There is
true.
Rain Blast. I know. Ugh.
But yeah. So you're as you're heading back upstairs, I mean assuming you're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see one of the TVs comes to life and Primetime's face shows up again. And it's like, wow, 500 points. You've really succeeded in that round. Well, let's get to your next. And then the TV explodes. And there's just standing behind it is who met Patricia Gardner? I think all of you did. Like
Sounds
she's
Oh,
she's
the
the
deals
building
lady.
manager.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
She's
Yeah,
the
we all
building
did.
manager at Stetson Tower. So she wore a suit and she was like trying to manage all the things going on in the building. And she just like yanked the power out of the back of this TV and caused it to like spark and go out. And she's just standing there and her clothes are all like torn apart and her hair's all over the place. And she's like, "Are you here to stop these crazy people? Because I am here to help."
Absolutely, we
Yes.
are.
Yeah.
Just holding this sparking cord. And that's where I think we gotta stop for this evening.
This
Ooh.
is
Um,
a perfect place for it. I'm happy.
So it wasn't the last episode, but we're definitely next is definitely the last episode You've got to make your way to the top of Stenson Tower for the finale.
Ah,
This is gonna be
Covered so
great.
much.
I am Lex. I've been having a blast with this. You've been doing an incredible job running this game. Do you run other games other places? Where can we find you? What do you do? I saw on Twitter that there is a new thing that has the Lex seal of approval and creation on it. You want to tell us about that as well?
Wow, I'm putting out a game. It's coming out on the 22nd, so in a little more than a week. I am launching my game 5B, which
Oh.
is a hybrid RPG of 5th edition and basic expert D&D. So it's complete. Yeah, I was gonna say M knows because I've
Yeah.
played in a bunch of the playtests.
yeah, I also approve this
Yeah.
message.
It's a game where it's like fully compatible with 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, so you can use all your old adventures. One of the things I actually play tested with it with some of my in-person play tests is like some people played 5B classes and some people played D&D 5th edition classes, and they all like were in the same
Ooh.
adventuring party and like it worked. So yeah,
Oh,
you can
cool.
use 5th edition material, any 5th edition material you want, but the game is structured like an OSR game, like Basic Expert. So it's full of all sorts of procedures for like turn tracking. It has experience points for gold as an optional rule. And all the rules are like boiled way down to be much simpler. So it's like way quicker and easier to run. And it's like 3 little books. I think they each hover around 10 pages a piece, and they're going to be up on Drive-Thru RPG. You can search either 5B or Dank Dungeons on there, or you can follow me on Twitter, where you can hit my link tree, and that will have a link to that, to my Drive-Thru RPG page. And the May 22nd is when that's coming out. So I'm
That's so
excited.
exciting.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun playtesting that. It's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm looking forward to being able to celebrate it as an early birthday present for me. So consider me a customer. But
Yeah.
that being said, Ted, where can we find you? What do you do?
My name is Ted, and I run Nerd Immersion, which is all different various social media, but primarily a YouTube channel where I do all sorts of different TTRPG related videos. We talk about a lot of news stuff. Seems to be a lot of news coming out one week or another, whether it's from some sort of other third-party RPG or something like Cobalt Press or Paizo, or the amount of stuff WotC keeps coming out with that makes everybody scratch their heads, like a 24-hour streaming channel. Who asked for that? Anyway, that's where I'm at, so you can check me out there.
Excellent. And M, where can we find you? What do you do?
Right now, I am gearing up for the next Draw for Charity stream. It'll be 48 hours in July, raising money for Child's Play charity. So you can find the details for that at drawforthenumbercharity.org.
And I know that last time we played, there was a Kickstarter that you were involved with for something Cobalt Press related. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so we did fund, which is super exciting. So first Kickstarter under the belt, a really cool experience. You can still get yourself a copy, and it is called the Vineyard RPG. You will, with this product, be able to run an undead criminal organization and explore the wonderful world of corporate greed. It's great. I think Ted, you actually have a video that mentions it, right?
I
Yeah,
do, yeah.
so you can check that out.
and whether earlier this year or realistically anytime, probably in the near forever future, it's always a topical villain. The big corporate monster. It's always
true.
It's true.
It's never out of style.
If you,
It is truly
when you owe
timeless.
something and you're like, but what if I just died and didn't have to do it? They'll resurrect you so you can finish out your contract. It's so great.
Oh,
It's
very
so
good.
It's so nice and not novel. Never had something like that happen.
Incredible. And heck, where can we find you? What do you do?
Yeah, hi. You can find me on all of the social medias at SirHeckalot, including Twitch, Twitter, Itch, Instagram. I'm mostly on Twitter and just kind of ignore everything else. But best place to find me, to figure out where I'm going to be in the TTRPG space next, because I tend to wander a whole lot. Most notably, I do a whole lot of work over at Neon Lights Roleplay, including campaigns like Oathsworn, Odyssey of the Dragon Lords, Gelgalim, our Rogue 2E, Yiddish Fantasy, as well as Cold Hands, Warm Hearts, our Rhyme in the Frostmaiden campaign. I do a whole bunch of work over with Lost Caravan RPG as well. We're gearing up for our next one-shot parade, which is going to be like all Pride themed stuff.
Cool.
There's going to be a bunch of cool stuff on a bunch of different channels that I'm planning to be a part of for Pride. So definitely tune in and keep a lookout. That's it from me.
Excellent. And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am. But if you don't, hey Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures. We do shows like this currently on Mondays and Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But as you heard, the Ghostbusters game, unfortunately, is going to be wrapping up at the end of next session, so you won't be finding us here on Saturdays after that point. Instead, I'm going to be starting up a Sunday game a little bit earlier in the evening for all of you East Time folks as well, that our dear friend Sarah, aka the Hype Goblin, is currently going to be running, and I am going to just give a little sprinkling of a tip, of a hint of what is to come, specifically the system. I hope you all are ready for Apocalypse Keys, because I sure as hell am. It is going to be a very fun system. So consider that mark your calendars and consider it a warning. It's going to be a great time. But with that, we are going to be heading off into our Patreon-supported after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. So if you have any questions for myself or any of these other fine folk, feel free to join us again at patreon.com/indooradventures. Because that's our show. And with that, I would like to say once again, thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by. Lex, thank you so much for running this game. I've been having an absolute blast. And thank you to these players for putting up with our bullshit once again this week. And we'll see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.